First of all, I'd like to thank Mike Woodson in Indiana. You know, it's when you have an event like this and you drag on the pregame a little bit. You know, he wore his shirt and everything his team did, and I greatly appreciate it. He sent me a text when it all happened, but to answer the call like he did, and then weather through that, you know, a little bit of a longer pregame. Was classy on his part, and yet maybe it helped him a little bit because they should get off to a better start than we did. I thought it was one of the poorest performances for 13 minutes, 14 minutes. It just seemed like offensively we didn't move the ball, we didn't do much, and then between Tyson and Kohler, we had a few plays, and Tyson was out of his mind there in a couple of those shots, and I told him after, you know, he missed that layup late, and I said, you must have to be 30 feet from the basket to make a shot. You know, you can't make a layup, you make a three, but, you know, we just cranked up. Our defense got better, our rebounding got better, and our ball movement got better, and then we started driving the ball. When you start driving the ball, what happens? You get fouled. That hasn't happened to us all year, just about. I think Malik did some nice things, got some offensive rebounds. Jaden drove the ball a little bit. AJ up to a rough start. I thought he did a phenomenal job. You know, Hoosier played well. We played Trey Holloman. We played two freshmen in there a lot. We said we got to give AJ a little bit more of a rest to probably help make all those free throws down the stretch. Thought my staff did a hell of a job. You know, we put through a lot of different things at Trace. Kid is a phenomenal player. I mean, there's 2 or 3 really good players, but this kid, you know, he learned how to dribble and pass. I think that's the part of his game that has improved the most. And he's not only a passer, he's a willing passer. And he leads them in assists. Think about that for a center. And to try to cover that, we went through 3 or 4 different coverages, changed them up during the game. Changed them up at halftime, made a few adjustments on that cross-court pass. And I just think everybody did a hell of a job, and most of all, the fans, students of the community. I mean, it wasn't a 9 o'clock crowd game. It wasn't a 9 o'clock on a Tuesday night crowd. Fans were unbelievable, and you know, I think it was, I saw Luana Simon the other day, and she gave me maybe a good quote. She says, Tom, you want to hug 15,000 people all the time? I said, yeah, I do. And even more than that, she said, well, the way to hug 15,000 people is for your team to play well in front of them. And I thought that was a damn good statement. And I told my team that. I said, if you want to make people feel better and you want to, you know, give them a hug, this is the way you give them a hug. So I hope all 15,000 people enjoyed the hug. And I'm honored to be a part of something. You know, there's dates that you always remember, and unfortunately, some of them are dates that are very negative, and just the way it works. But today was a day that I think people will remember, and unfortunately, last Monday was a day they'll remember. I hope this one brought a little bit of a smile to some people's face. So, questions, I'll take them.
Tom, during MSU Shadows, can you put us in your head as you looked around in the crowd? What were you thinking?
I was appreciative that I'm at Michigan State. I wish I could have ran up to that top row and thanked the people that were there. I did. I just looked around. That's all I did was look around. And all the bads at times with this job, it was one of those moments where I just said, boy, I'm a lucky guy. And I was saying to myself, I hope we can come through for you. That's what I was thinking.
Tom, aside from that first 14 minutes where it just seemed
kind of a mess, really.
Yeah.
You know, Malik mentioned being at home and being in front of everyone. That was also, he said it felt more comfortable. If you're more comfortable at home, you always want to be at home. And did you sense that from those guys, especially when a couple shots start going? Did it just kind of feel like there was more of a comfort level?
Oh yeah. I mean, you know, one of the problems when you're at home is sometimes you get casual and expect that everything's supposed to happen. You know, like I said at Michigan, you know, you think there's stories. There's no storybooks. You know, it's things are earned. It doesn't matter what the situations are. You got to earn your keep in this world. And I told my team that before the game. I said, don't expect the crowd, because I don't know how the crowd was going to be. You know, I don't think Mike knew Indiana was going to be. I mean, this is one of those situations. I'm watching a game last night, and Illinois got, you know, the Spartan on their shirts, the students, and I mean, this is something that affected the whole country. That's why there were schools that lit up in green, and there were schools that played our alma mater. And it was. I still told our team, we have to bring the energy, and I didn't know if that would happen or not. I don't think it did happen early, and I think our fans got into it a little bit, and then Ty hit a couple of those long threes, and I guess there's nothing, you know, that brings people to their feet. You think it was a monster dunk, but when I told him 5 foot nothing and you can hit threes like he does, I know I was cheering for him, so I'm sure the people up in the ozone there were too.
Tom, you talk about bringing people together. What do you think it meant that you could outscore a top 20 team by 24 points in the last 26 minutes? What does it mean to the fan base, to the student body, to the alums all over the world?
Well, you know, it's, I mean, listen, one of the problems is we haven't played our best basketball all the time either, you know, and I think we're running into a lot of teams that are playing one way on the road and one way at home, and I don't know if that people are all worn out because every night is in a fist fight. I mean, every single night in this league, I mean, we're beating the hell out of each other. And I don't know what that is, but to go on a run against a good defensive team like that, a very well-coached team, go on a run where they've got something they can throw it into, and he's a man-child, and he really is, and he can make it happen for himself, and he can make it happen for his teammates. I'd say that we earned the win. I'd say there was no luck. We earned the win, but that's a very good team too that I think is going to win a lot of games yet.
We all saw that photo of you at the U of M MSU game. We're right there. At the very end of the game, we saw what looked like the same emotion. Can you take us into that moment as you guys won that game tonight here?
You know, I swear to you, I was just happy for our people. I really was. I was happy for our team, but I was happier for our students. You know, some of them are scared to go back into the classroom. Some of them are worried about going into the dorms. Some of them are, you know, I tried to walk the campus today. I went for a walk in the cold. My buddy Wickens back there, and you know, just want to make people feel comfortable, you know. And I thought, here's 1-2 hour period where maybe they forgot about all the things that they've had to deal with, and they got a chance to enjoy. And that's what sports sometimes can do. It doesn't take away all the pain, but it's like a little aspirin maybe for a couple hours. So I was just thinking of those people, and I just kept looking up at that top row. You know, what Al McGuire once said, when the corners in an arena are filled, you're okay, you're good. So I think it was our marketing people back there that did a hell of a job, our fans did a hell of a job, and our players did. And those are the people that deserve all the credit on this.
Tom, Jackson and Maudie each had their own separate stretches of 4 or 5 minutes doing a bunch of good stuff that doesn't show up in the box score, and really got the crowd involved in too. What was your reaction to each of them going out there and putting that on display?
Well, you know, Jackson, as Miles was sitting by me, and I said, you know, he's got some Zach Randolph in him. He says, yeah, he's got all those moves and put people in the blender and this and that. And just like Zebo, I'm not sure you can jump over a, Zebo was a phone book, Jackson, it might be this piece of paper. And then he blocked, what's his name, shot, and I looked back and I think, I always thought I was lying, but you're right, I think he made some great plays. One where he caught the ball and kicked it out. I don't know how he caught the ball. I don't know if we hit a 3 or a 2, I think Joey might have hit one. But, you know, I thought that Marty's blocks and his rebound where he just absolutely annihilated Joey. I mean, it was awesome, you know. I mean, it was, I think Joey will have a little black eye, that'll be pretty cool, you know, and self-inflicted wound kind of, you know, by the home team. And it just, you know, those things matter. And you know what I love about this place? That's what's supposed to matter to Michigan State, the little blue-collar things that mean something. And Marty, in his own way, he didn't do a lot of other things, but he did some things in that critical time that made a difference.
How do you bottle that? Because that's obviously not just with Marty. I mean everything here. Because when you have the emotion of the moment, it's the longer period that, you know, how do you kind of keep them playing at a high level?
Well, I think for the first time you saw a decent rotation. I mean, look at the minutes here before I brag. You know, Joey played a little bit too many minutes and Ty. But other than that, we kept it under 30. We got a rotation. We got Pierre in the game again. And I think that'll help. He's going to make some shots. We got Trey the 10 minutes we thought we would. Malik, I thought I was going to get him to 27 or 8. He got to 24. Jaden, you know, I think we're fresher. I think if we have a substitution pattern, we can keep some energy. And that was the one thing I've been complaining about. I mean, I don't know what Malik's stats were. 2 for 7, 6 for 6 from the line, 5 rebounds, 10 points. Doesn't look over impressive, but I thought he did some great things, and he cut out. Didn't get a rebound a couple times, but he did his job. I said we get better when he gets better. I hate to put all the pressure on him, but I really believe that in my heart. Because other guys, you know, Joey's still 3 for 9, and I thought he played his tail off. I mean, we used him to double the post. We used him to do a lot of things defensively. I mean, I don't think anybody ever thought of Joey as a defensive stopper, but he did a lot of the little things that will not go up in the stat box to help us win that game. He was phenomenal.
Tom, you flipped the script on the boards from Saturday night, made 18 free throws and scored 80. Is that about the best your team's played all year for 26 minutes?
Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say for 26 minutes, I'd say a number of guys. You know, the guys that played bad played good. You know, I mean, I don't know if anybody played bad. I mean, Trey Holloman played damn good, you know. We got to get a little more out of Jaden. Jaden's been really good lately. We got to get him a little more involved. But I thought every guy did something, as you said. You know, Marty brought something to the table. Jackson brought something to the table. I thought every guy brought something to the table. And when you can get every guy to do that on an 8 or 9 man rotation, you know, that's something I hope we can build on.
Cooper had that the boot on before the game. What is his timetable for recovery? What happened there, I guess?
Just trying to think about something here. It was one of the biggest wins we had here. And I was waiting for some young guy to come up with a negative thing here. So you wouldn't, you know, it's like Mr. Irrelevant. You're Mr. Irrelevant of the media. But the truth of it is, and I made no secrets about it, he went up for a hook shot last night and came down on Monty's ankle. It was the stupidest non-contact play, and it just happened. And that really bothered us because we thought Cooper would have to play. We thought we could rotate 15 fouls in on him. And you got to give Jackson credit, Joey, Malik. You know, they stayed out of foul trouble, but what's his timetable? You know, he just couldn't go tonight. I mean, he's a tough kid. It's not a high ankle sprain, it's a low ankle sprain. It's swelled up pretty good, but today it was already better than it was yesterday. And so I don't know, you know, I don't know if he'll be ready to go on Saturday or what, but he's tough enough, he'll get through it. Thanks.
We got one final one, Rico.
Tom, you kind of mentioned it today, and we've seen it all year long, but why is it that playing on the road and playing at home is so different in the Big Ten?
Well, I think one reason is, most of these Big Ten schools, I mean, you ain't going many places where it's not packed. And basketball has become a basketball conference, I mean, it's always going to be a football conference, so don't let anybody get upset about that, especially me, because I love football. But it's it has really turned into a hell of a basketball conference. And right now, everybody is, it's just parity. There's more parity, and that's what some of these new rules has brought. And this is going to drive everybody crazy, especially us. But at the same time, I don't think we have as many tough, great leaders that have the mental toughness it takes to win on the road. That is something special to be able to do that. And we're going to have to coach that harder. We're going to have to do that better. Because winning on the road is important too, if you're really a really good team. And we played a couple good road games, but you're right, in this conference alone, like if you look at Indiana, their stats home and away in the last 5 games are just, they're strange, and there's some other teams that are the same way. And I don't have to worry about that. I looked at my home stats and my away stats. I didn't like either one of them, so I didn't worry about where I was home or away as far as offensively. But I think if our players learn anything from tonight, driving the ball, getting to the free throw line, attacking about it all the time, we did a better job of that. Still a little bit too much dribbling, but we'll make progress. But I hope, somehow appreciate what the players did. Because everybody talks about how hard it's been on everybody. Well, the players still had to go to class, had to go into some of those places, had to come here and practice. They felt some of the weight. I mean, I didn't mince words. I did feel like we were playing for our community, for our alums, I always feel that way. But this took on a whole new meaning of it. And then we're playing for 3 people that aren't with us anymore and 5 that are fighting for their lives. And that's good if it's from your heart, but it's hard when it's on your shoulders. And I thought our guys, a couple times in the pregame talk, I saw guys, and I jumped them a little bit, and I said, it's going to be 40 minutes of focus tonight. And I think what I was happiest about, is we talked about that in the huddle at Michigan, we got to finish the job, stay focused, stay focused, stay focused. Easier said than done. And, but everybody in our building, from our secretaries to our managers to our student secretaries to our trainers to everybody in the building, I think we try to rally everybody because everybody's going through a tough time. And I'm hoping and praying that tonight was that little break. And I appreciate all of you.